Hello, I'm Sue with Ava's Bridal Couture in Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas. I'm your seamstress that opened a bridal salon in 2007. I want to show you how to get the most out of your bustle. You can spend all this money on a bustle. Sometimes the bustle costs more than your shoes or a dress. And so you have to look at it like it's your reception dress. But at the wedding time, when you're getting ready for your wedding day, especially if you're a destination bride like Paige, you know, you're getting ready for Cabo, you are getting all the errands run the week of the wedding, and I don't want you to miss out just because of time. Share this video with a friend or someone, multiple people that are going to learn the bustle. And then I'm going to show you my tips and tricks to save you so much time, but also make sure you get the most out of your bustle. The first thing you want to do is figure out like the locations of everything. So let me kind of give you a tour of the bustle and show you all the hardware. I want you to find the center back seam. It's the zipper line. There's this imaginary line that runs down, and right at the center there will be a clear button, and this is right around the rear end. So there's one in the middle, and on hers there's one slightly lower, and then there's another in the exact same place slightly lower. So it almost makes this peak. 1, 2, and 3. These are all clear buttons because we want it to blend in and look like sparkle. Now underneath the train, we're going to start with the center back seam because that's the core strong bustle and it's easiest to find. You'll know you're in the right place because that's where your legs would be, and right here you'll see almost like an opal pearl style button. I like to put the pearl style button in there because it's different from the clear button and it lets you know that this is the loop. So this is so easy to find. In this particular dress, there's one in the lining and then there are 2 that are only in the lace. Now that I have my hand on this side, I'm going to flip it over and locate the loop. So it's hidden. You cannot see it on the top, but I can tell where it is. And so I have short nails, you might have long nails, and you might feel like, oh my word, but you're going to pull this out and kind of shake it a little bit so that it is fully extended. You need it to go over the tip of your finger, and that tells you you've got it all the way through. And then you're going to make a pacifier. The pacifier is my way of teaching working professionals that are like, I don't know anything about sewing. That's the clientele that we tend to work with. So you're gonna make the button go flat and you're gonna get the loop fully extended. If it's not fully extended, you're gonna have a really hard time getting over the clear button. So that's what you should look like. Now that we know where the center one is, with practice, like the second or third time, you can go ahead and put this on. But for your first go round, I highly recommend you just locate everything while the dress is hanging on the hanger. If you don't have a door jamb, you can also put this on like the trim of the door or like a walkway trim, anything that just gets it up, or you can put it in a closet and have it hanging. Most people don't want to practice the bustle because they want to get the bride in the dress so they can practice. I highly recommend not doing that. I recommend getting a chair, sitting down, getting this up, and just sit down and get to know the dress. You and I can do this while the bride's getting her nails done. Now that I know where the center back bustle is, if I was by myself, I'd just let it go, and now I'm going to locate the 2 harder ones, which are in the lace. My way of cheating is to pull the lace up and look for the pearl. Now I can see it right here because I see the little pearl, but it's hard to find. So you might have to take a minute and kind of look around. So I've located this one on the left, and if I were by myself, I would just hold on to this with one hand and go over to the other side. But if I had multiple people, I would say, here, you hold this in the center back while I go find all the locations. Once you know where you're going the first couple of times, you can start putting it on and you'll feel more confident. But the first time, I recommend just locating all your hardware. So I'm in the center back seam, and in this dress there's a ribbon in the lace only. There was not a ribbon in the lining. So now I know I'm in the middle. So I'm going to keep going. I see her. And there she is on this side. Little pearl. So now I'm going to locate these two, and I know that's the center lining. And this would be the time where a second set of hands would be helpful. But even if you were by yourself, you could just hold on to one and push this through. You're going to keep the back of your hand on the pearl, and then the front, you're going to turn it inside out. Now, the loop on this one happens to be up, but what if it was pulled through and it wasn't as high? Then you would need to locate it from looking at the pearl and pull it through. So now I've got her all the way out, and I'm going to hold on to her like a pacifier. Now I'm going to come over here. I'm referring to these as her, but I guess they could be a him. See, I lost her. I accidentally let go, and that's okay. Here I am with the second one. It's a little tough trying to keep up with all these for the first time, but you will find the second and third time you're going to feel like a pro. So I've got my two girls that are lace only. Now I'm going to go try to find my middle one. I already have an idea. She's hanging on here. There she is. Hard to find. She pulled back through. The other thing you can do is tie a little piece of thread on the on each loop, so it's easy to find. It just really depends on you. Like with lace, it is kind of hard to find, so we'll do that. Now we have all three. So now if I had a helper, I would just give them these loops, but I'm going to start with the center one. And this is the hard part. This is when you're going to feel like your fingers aren't cooperating, and it really just takes practice. So grab your pacifier, go flat with the button, and you're just going to cuss a couple of times the first go round, but you're going to see that it's going to work. The other thing is if it feels a little loose, like if on wedding day she's on the dance floor and she's twirling and it just keeps falling off, well then you're going to go like this. You're going to wrap it around the button a couple of times, just like almost like you're just kind of wringing the neck, you know, and it tightens it up. See, just by twisting that, just wrapping the button one time, I now have a tighter fit because it's now wrapped around. So now I'm going to go to the side ones, locate my hardware. It takes practice. On the button to the loop is the hardest for people because your nails, your fingers aren't cooperating. It's really just trying to get used to that fine motor skill. Okay, now you're all up. Now you're going to karate chop and just manipulate the fabric like you would with drapes. I like to focus on the middle one first, push all the excess behind, get the middle, my focal point, and kind of pretty. And then I do the sides like that. And this is when I feel much more comfortable because I did it the first time. I recommend taking it all the way down and doing it a second time if the first time was kind of rough. But your last time, you want to time yourself so you have a good idea of like, okay, it takes me about 5 minutes to do the bustle, because whatever it takes you when you're practicing with her not in the dress, just double it. Because with adrenaline, people watching, people asking you questions, you're inevitably going to get nervous. You're going to be in a pretty dress, heels maybe, hair and makeup, and you're going to sweat. So you're just going to make sure you've got all of that figured out, if that's important to you. If you're laid back and you're like, whatever, that's cool too. Being in a chair takes the pressure off your back. A lot of women are in a nice dress and they're bending over and there's all these unflattering pictures. So if you can have the bride standing up to you and you're in a chair like this, this saves your legs and back if that's important to you. And now that you've practiced it on the hanger, I do recommend putting it on the bride if you can. If you can't, this is better than nothing. So don't wait to practice the bustle. Don't wait till closer to the wedding day. Get her in the hotel room, pull her out, practice this, time yourself, see what you need, and reach out to me if you have any trouble, because I can help you remotely if you send me pictures and just show me where you are in the process, show me where you're lost, show me what the problem is, and I can definitely help you out. I'll put any other videos in the description below that have to do with bustles, breaking and stuff, because I'm all about using safety pins as a parachute. So I have a video on my channel that talks about putting safety pins in the side seams, and these are your side seams, these little imaginary lines here. You can also do it in the lining in your side seams. They're very faint lines, but they run down the side, and you can put like 2 safety pins on each side. That way if your bustle breaks, my bustle broke on my wedding day. Open bar, I love to dance. I was moving, a men's shoe pulled the side, and my bustle broke. I did the most high quality sewing, but it just, you wouldn't jump off a bridge for it to save your life. It could break. Now I've had my friend Samantha Davies, she got married in upstate New York. She went all night from like a 2 o'clock ceremony and went to all hours of the night at the hotel with a destination wedding. Never broke her bustle. I don't know how this girl did it, but it doesn't mean you're going to break it, but it's nice to have the parachute of safety pins. The other thing we're going to do is tie some thread on here just so it's easy for you to see it. You could do a light blue, and then it could be your something blue. You can also do ivory. So let's do that next. I like to use this thick stuff. So while Tammy is working on a dress, we have all these brides getting married. You're just going to take a little snip of whatever color thread you want. I'm going to use ivory because I think if this was sticking out, it would help you to see it. But I've used blue, pink, black just to make it more obvious. And you can always switch this out. If what I'm putting in you don't like, then that's fine. Now we don't do this normally. We don't put this on your bustle usually. I'm just doing it for the sake of the video. If you want us to do this, just tell us. And if you can do this on your own. You're just going to get 3 little snips of thread. You're going to send it through those loops and just tie it. So easy, right? So the idea is having these little rabbit ears sticking out, so don't worry about not being able to see them, because that is the goal. You want to be able to see them. I'm going to just double knot these. And now when I take this off, I'll be able to see that kind of sticking out. If you don't like this, which not every bride needs this, but if you don't like it, just snip it off or untie it and you'll be good to go. I'm going to do all 3 just to be consistent. Tell me in the comments below, are you having a destination wedding? Are you a local bride? If you need a place to bring your alterations, Tammy and I have been together almost 10 years. We're both owners, seamstresses, and we work in a bridal salon. So we can help you with your dress that you did not purchase here with us. I'll put all my contact info in the description below. We use the deposit system so that we can keep our costs down. We're very affordable if you're looking at other bridal shops of our type. Our rates are so reasonable because we use the deposit system, which keeps our staffing expenses low, and we can pass that savings on to you. This is done. Last one. Paige, we love you. Have fun in Cabo. Isn't it beautiful? I know. Tammy, she's the magic. She's the technical fit. She helps you from say yes to the dress to wedding day. She's the most calm personality, so talented. And then I'm the storm, so we're kind of like opposites attract. I work with you when you're wedding dress shopping, and it's nice because you'll have both of our phone numbers. You can text us. That's kind of what happened with Paige. She last minute realized, oh no, I'm having an issue, and so she leaves tomorrow for Cabo, so she went and got her nails done, and we totally helped her. As an Ava's bride, we're happy to do that. So on that note, we love you, Paige. Have fun in Cabo. I wish I could go with you. Mwah.